What's up? Welcome to the No Manga Podcast, a show about all things skateboarding. And my name is Rick Beta. Hope you're having an amazing September. Can't believe it's already September, but football is back. That is most important. Go Niners. Just got to leave it at that. You can follow along on social media at Rick Beta or email the show, nomangapodcast@gmail.com. Okay, so I have a quick, funny little personal update. And I say funny, but in reality, it's not really funny. But it'll make sense in a minute. Okay, so I was determined, and it's still going to happen, to get this episode out today. Okay, this is Sunday, September 8th. I was planning, I was plotting, I was getting my notes ready. I was going to fire up the laptop early, like mid-morning, like right before noon, and get this off my to-do list, okay? Just setting it up for you. And much as I was planning on recording, as soon as I got back home from picking up my daughter from the airport, yeah, I do have to mention that. That happened too. My 12-year-old daughter took a flight all by herself, solo flight, her first ever. I practically cried, but I didn't have a chance to because I didn't have time, because while I was waiting, I got a message from one of my wife's friends. Here's what it said. Quote, Rachel fell and broke her wrist. They're loading her to the they're loading her up to the hospital right now. She said she will call you soon. I was like, no! Why? Not today. Not today. And as I said last time, I'm being tested every single week, every single day, every single hour. There are times when I legit think I should just throw in the towel and say, you know what? I'm good. And I'm not trying to be a broken record because I say this all the time. But this is just what's happening. This is what I'm dealing with. But I can't. And I won't. Not now. It ain't over till it's over. So yeah, she broke her wrist/arm, roller skating. Viva Calle in here in San Jose. But basically what they do is, they close up a bunch of the streets. All wheels are welcome, all walks of life. It's just really cool. I've done it before. I've taken my street plant gons on one. I've done my bike on another. So yeah, that's how my day started. Okay? Hilarious, right? Oh, Rick, that's hilarious. So anyway, yeah, and I kid you not, it is 8:49 as I record this, and I'm sipping coffee. Just so I can stay awake, have the energy to get through this episode, edit, upload by, who knows when. My goal is by midnight, so that's the plan. And I don't drink caffeine that much these days, so when I do drink it, I kind of get the jolt, baby. But that's how my day started. So following up on last episode, which has been a lot of stuff's been going on, right? A lot of stuff. I mean, it took me a little while to find out as well, but it came down to music rights. Remember when I was complaining about what I can't find? That's why you can't find any breakdancing events online. Freaking music rights. And think about that. Between that and Raygun's performance, breaking didn't even stand a chance. R.I.P. to breaking. It's a memory for wimps, as the Dagger said. And that became true. It's done. It's a memory. Breaking's done. It's done. Yeah, sure, maybe it'll exist in like kind of this smaller scale. I know it's been around forever. They'll still have some local stuff, but this was their chance. And because of music rights and Raygun, it's dead. It's a memory. For some wimps. I'm going to say all wimps. Not all wimps, but for some wimps. Because you can't expose the world to one of the greatest things ever, the greatness that is breaking, if you can't get past the music rights. And I did find the playlist on Spotify. I didn't even think about that. Like, just Look up Spotify, see if there's a breakdancing playlist. Sure enough, there was. And not one of the classics I recommended were spun. Not one. Epic fail. As I said, it's been almost a month, right? But I did see Fushnikins and Shaquille O'Neal's What's Up, Doc? What's up, Doc? Can we rock? But I didn't get to see it, how it was used. It was on the list. LL Cool J's Mama Said Knock You Out. Another classic. Hell yeah. I remember anytime I say that, I could picture the video right now. Hell yeah. 2 classics. So I see you, Olympic DJs. But then again, no, you missed like 5 great songs. 5 key songs. I mean, if you're going to get music rights blocked anyway, should have done with the hardcore classics, like I said. Come on. This is your one shot. Eminem, you got one shot. Failed. But as I said, even if they did play the real hits, unless you saw it live, you'd never know. There's no existence of breakdancing ever happening in the Olympics on the internet, except for Ray Gun. And that's sad. Freaking Ray Gun, man. I mean, I'm not going to pile on anymore. That's done. But I do have to mention this. I posted a clip on my IG account of a comparison between 1984's Beat Street and her crawling performance. Hear me out. Maybe she was on to something. Just kind of scooting around the bottom, and she had her hand on her chin. If you can see, maybe a slight, small chance she was giving a nod to Beat Street. But who did it better? That was my question. Well, who did it better, though? I don't know. It was pretty close. I mean, it wasn't, but I had to post it. I'm like, wait a minute. Because I went back and watched the Beat Street, like breaking up the dance off. It's like, hell yeah. Reagan had something. She had something, but it was nowhere near what needed to be done. So anyway, a lot of skateboarding, which is what this podcast is about, went down these past few weeks. Did you check it all out? The last 3-4 weeks? Did you check out every single one of them? Every video, every contest? I didn't either, so don't worry about it. But I did take the time to check out Jason Adams' Teen Years to Life video. And it was from Closer magazine. And I wrote this down, is it Closer or Closer? I've only ever heard it mentioned as Closer magazine. So that's what I'll go with. And it could be Closer, right? I don't know. Whatever. I just had to mention that. But Jason Adams has been doing his time. Putting in the time. He was doing slappies way before they were cool. Way before the rise of curb skating again. I mean, it's gone back and forth, right? But this latest surge, he was doing slappies way before that. Before you were born. Think about that. Before most of you were born. Because as he said, first time I saw skateboarding was on a TV in 1977. And I can picture the exact TV as well. One of those wooden CRTs. They weigh about 800 pounds. You had to get up to turn the channel on. It was on the upper right-hand corner. You're like, click, 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 click. And your parents were like, oh, no, leave it there. It's kind of scrambly. It's kind of fuzzy. Switch the channel. And a lot of you don't remember. I get it. But a lot of you do. And a lot of you would know that it would eventually become a TV stand as it died. And then a replacement went on top. I had so many friends come over and make fun of me. Like, Rick, dude, what's that setup? Why do you have a TV on top of a TV? I'm like, dude, the bottom one's broken. How does that not make sense to you? The bottom was broken. My dad put another one on top. Deal with it. What made things even worse is our TV had like an annoying beep. It had that to it. It's like very faint, but I had that. That's what I grew up with. Now I got the better TV on the wall. It's fine. But that's what I grew up with. That's who made me who I am today. I'm very humble. Grateful that I had the TV on top of the broken TV. Who else has had that? Come on, I know at least one of you had that. Come on. But my first time seeing skateboarding was probably the early 80s. But definitely seeing Back to the Future helped seal my fate. That was 1984. I didn't write that in my notes, but I think it was 84, 85. Because I got that Back to the Future board for Christmas. I remember that. I was like, yeah, I want that Back to the Future board. Yeah. And then shortly thereafter that, I got the Jeff Grossa toy box. The rest is history. So, and all I do know is that I watched, was it around the same time, the OP Pro Classic, all of the Savannah Slamma contests. I watched those so many times. I don't know 100% for sure, but I could have, maybe some of the old heads could remember, were the Savannah Slamma contests available for rent at a local video store? I can't remember. But I think, well, actually, no, I think I recorded them from TV and rewatched them that way. But let me know. Let me know if they were available. But either way, I watched those on repeat pretty much until like the VHS tapes just broke. And that was almost like, what, a decade later than Jason. So yeah, 1977 for Jason. He saw skateboarding there. And right after that, as they showed, he was right there bombing driveways on his butt. And did you see that? 7 seconds in, way back then, he was catching it. He was basically catching air on his butt. His butt. That's not easy. Because most kids, I mean, like myself, you ride around on your knees for a little while, kind of get the feel, the flow, the wheels, and everything. And then you kind of slowly stand up. Nah, Jason, he flew on his butt. He was flying around on his butt since he was young. And he's still killing it. At what? Is he going to be 51 this year? Or he is 51? How, dude? How? I mean, maybe what he said at 26 seconds in has a lot to do about it. He said, quote, "I'm still a kid, and I'm always going to be a kid, ... long pause, except everything hurts just more." It's like, bam! Cue up the, Descendants Coolidge. Talk about a perfect song for that video. So meta, too. So spot on. Think about that. It's deep. There's a reason why he chose that. But I argue that you are indeed a cool guy still, Jason. He's got the style. He's got the hair. He's got the flow. But I get it. I mean, I see you fishing for compliments. I see you working. You're humble. You don't want, I don't want to make it all about me. But then again, I'm like, how could I do that? I'm going to put this song on here. I'm not a cool guy anymore. Yeah, you are, dude. Just think about this. I mean, as I said earlier, your slappy game is and has been ridiculous. He skates so fast. He can slap you both ways. He can no comply, step hop, or whatever you want to call it, revert, shifty, out of them, no problem. It's stupid. It is legit stupid how much he can do on a curb. And just the first 45 seconds of this video made me want to just punch holes in walls. I was so damn pumped up. I was ready to go. Be like, who are you looking at, punk? Catch me outside. Jason got this old guy fired up. He just skates so fast and so stylish. I mean, if you can't feel the same way within literally the first minute, please double check. I'm holding it right now. Check your pulse. Or check your Apple Watch or whatever. Make sure it's working. Just make sure you're still alive. How do you not get hyped for that part? And don't think I didn't notice. Oh, yeah, I wrote this down in my notes. 48 seconds in, showing him smiling as the lyric said, "I'm not a cool guy anymore." You can thank your editor for that. Very timely, but it's incorrect, as I said earlier. Come on, man. Fishing for compliments. As I said, I would argue that you are... I would argue with strangers that you are still indeed a cool guy, Jason. I got you, dude. And one of my favorite lines, though, is 1:32, minute 32. Not easy, but I would think he probably did it. I thought he probably would do it in less than 5 tries. And I wonder if he tried doing that boneless from a manual though, because that would have made it even better. Just a little extra oomph, keeping it manual, but the quick touchdown, of course, the boneless. I mean, it's still very difficult to do. Don't get me wrong. I just noticed that there's a manual, drop, 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 touch, and then boneless. If he would have done a manual out of that, a boneless out of that manual, come on, man. It's ridiculous. Let's see, what else did I jot down? Oh, classic Jason Adams dismount, 231. Yeah, I'm doing it right now. Style for days. And it was all about that hold, all about the pause. I had to mention that, Jason. Had to. And how about his ender, okay? So you try that frontside wall ride at that spot and let me know how it goes. Okay? I'll give you 10 tries. That just looks like an awkward spot. I mean, you're coming in frontside to begin with, and he's grabbing the board, so he's having to pop out, turn, and land. There's a lot going on there. And of course, it was timed very well to the end of the song. I noticed that. Very, very cool. But also, I like how they gave both angles. One with the invisible filmer, as I say, and then the other angle. I mean, did they just place the camera on the ground? I tried pausing and zooming in. Is that a camera down there? Or did the filmer trust him enough for the first angle to get it? So, no, I'll be down here, man. Don't mess up. I don't want to chip any teeth. So I'll have to look into that. I don't know if he's talked about that. Was he on the Nine Club recently? I don't know. Like I said, I'm way behind on a lot of stuff. But yeah, but yeah, what I would do is pause it at 319. Just take that all in. That's his ender, and that's pretty gnarly. I love the t-shirt game in this video. Even rocking a Descendants tee while having a Descendants track. Is that MBD? Has to be, right? I mean, I don't remember like Sal Barbier like rocking Sub Society back in the day. I don't know. I just couldn't think of that. Like, who has done that before? And he had a No Effect shirt on. T-shirt game was like legit. And then studying his mugshot. Okay, of course I paused it. One, I have to give a shout out. He's a fellow San Jose Bay Area representative, right there. We haven't crossed paths ever, but you know it's a pretty big city. But yeah, fellow San Jose dude. 50 years to life / 9.24.73. Which makes you think he's got a birthday coming up. So note to self, got a future birthday coming up. And then the smaller print. So 1986. This is what I couldn't figure out. 1986, and then he also had 2023. And he said Kid Black Label. What's with those two dates? Does anyone know? I mean, for one, 1986, think about it, he first saw skateboarding in 1977. But he has 1986. Did he start actual skating in 1986? But those videos suggest that he was kind of rolling on his butt at a younger age. I don't know. I didn't have the time to actually deep dive into that. But does anyone know the significance of 1986 and the 2023? Because we are in 2024. He's still skating. And he's still a Black Label. I don't know. I'm maybe reading into that too much. But I just had to point that out. So if you know, please let me know. I mean, I probably won't lose sleep over it, but I'll think about it on occasion. But this was filmed by Tim Olson, edited by Patrick Nagy, Nagy, and directed by John Lucero, who just happens to have, I think, and this is a little side note here, one of the most iconic graphics of all time. You know, right up there with Roscoe. If you know, you know. Even Naudis, too. I'll put those three. Like, if you tell me, hey, Rick, which three boards would you want on your wall? Lucero, Naudis, Roscoe. Those are three that I'd be like, you gotta have them. Maybe a Tom Guerrero, maybe a Mike McGill, maybe a Tony Hawk. Oh my gosh, see, I'm going into debt already. Haven't even purchased these yet. But anyway, so yeah, I gotta give shout outs to those. Yeah, that was time well spent. Hell yeah. And that's if you don't get too hyped, of course, and leave the video playing as you run out the door to go skate, go do some slappies. It could happen. Got me pumped up. Much respect to Jason, dude. I can't wait for, here we go, 60 years to life. He'll still be doing it, you guys. Yeah, I can guarantee. And maybe by then I'll have figured out what he was meaning by like the 1986, 2023 numbers there. Hold on a sec. Normally I'm having water, but as I said, I'm having coffee. This might backfire on me a little bit because now it's 9:07 as I record this. I might be staring at the ceiling in about 4 hours going, what the hell? We'll see. You know, you do what you got to do. Don't judge. So, whereas I was talking about the first video, got me all pumped up, hyped, sparked, just whatever you want to call it. I need to go skate right now. Yeah. The next video that I watched over the last few weeks, some may say it was a little too slow. Let me yawn too. Let me try and yawn. Even though I had caffeine. Maybe sleepy pajama time vibes. Have I ever said that about a video before? I've been doing this podcast for 4 or 5 years now, 2019. I don't think I've ever referred to it as sleepy pajama time vibes, but I'm talking about Braden Hoben's Into the Light video. Okay, have you checked this one out? If not, I have no problem. Pause, come back. I don't want to spoil it for you, okay? So pause it, come back. It's not a long video. But at first I was like, no, don't go, because when you hear the words into the light, you think the worst. Like, don't go into the light, Braden. Don't, dude. You're still young. Not yet. No. Don't go to the light. But it wasn't. It was basically, here's my theory, suggesting that he skate towards the tour van that pretty much provided all the light for this video. That's what they're referring to. Just go to the light. Look for the van. It's right there. No generators. Look for the light. The tour van. It's the white van right there. Anyone else notice that? That was pretty much every spot. It was in pretty much every frame. Right there creeping in the background. Kind of like Michael Myers, like when he was standing next to those bushes vibes. It's just always back there. Lighting up the scene. White creepy van. I see you. I see you. But a huge shout out, though, to the tour van. I mean, you're famous now. Yeah, baby. Can I have your autograph? Can I get a picture? A snapshot, dude, as a profile pic. That van was MVP, if you think about it. Right? Come on. Don't even... Nighttime skating, if you didn't have that van, what are you going to do? Exactly. Don't yell at me. However, though, if you came only for skating in this video, you will be, most people, from what I saw, were very disappointed. Not going to lie. I mean, this one had skating, but it also had a ton of driving. A ton. And a ton of this. Ton of silence. Just us on the road, me, you, joining Braden on his journey. We got to see, yes. Oh, I'm so glad I wrote this down. We got to see how well he held that divider line around 35 seconds in. He was doing well. And then the road, did you see that? The road kind of threw him a curveball and it kind of went left. And then he kind of overcompensated. Went over those double lines. Got to pay attention, Braden. I know you don't have a crew in that van. Got to pay attention though, dude. Wasn't that hard of a cut, too? I mean, in a modern car, the lane change alert would have, like, shook the steering wheel, like, would have gone off. But it's all good, Braden. It's all good. It happens to the best of us, man. I had to point that out. You guys recorded it. You showed it. I'm going to notice. You were riding the line. It was great. It was like 2 inches gap from the line, the paint to the wheel, and then all of a sudden you're over it. And yes, I get driving at night. It's sometimes difficult. We'll let that mishap kind of slide, okay? So yeah, as I said, the video opened up with a lot of driving, a lot, and I was fine with it. It was, in fact, the think about this: the first trick didn't happen until the minute 23 mark. So if you're in a big hurry, you're listening to this, you're like, damn, I want to check that out, Rick, and you don't have the time for a full, 5 minutes and 46 seconds to watch the whole thing, you're warned. So you got about 4 minutes of skating. Well, not even that. It starts at the minute 23 mark. So skip ahead. But then again, as I said, you're going to miss out some good driving, yo. Some good driving B-roll. I think they could have even done more driving. No, shh. Hear me out. Don't jump ship yet. And more silence too. Remember the opening scene in Spaceballs when they had the extra long spaceship? It just took forever. Pushing the audience's patience just to the max. They could have done that here. Can you imagine? Oh, can you imagine? Hear me out. If they opened it up with like 5 minutes of driving. 5 minutes. I'm being dead serious now. I'm being dead serious. It's not the coffee talking. I'm 5 minutes of driving. It would be a nice experiment to see, just how long the audience would last before either fast forwarding or commenting in the chat, just to get a hilarious laugh out of them. 5 minutes of just driving B-roll, setting the tone, the vibe, and not a word said. Because he didn't talk through this whole thing, from what I recall. He didn't say a word. There were no words. There was no hype crew after the makes. There was nothing. There's no hugging, nothing. That would be hilarious. I think Braden should do that next year. They'll do Into the Light 2. 5 minutes of driving and B-roll. Minimum. Push it to 10. Maybe 10. People would lose their minds. But we would all be in on the joke. So if they do it next year, you'd be, oh yeah, I remember we talked about that, Rick. Yeah, oh, they did it. Lots of just driving in a skate video. But they would have to use, Robert Pepper's No Easy Way Out. They would have to use that. That's the only song that would make it work. Just turn it into a freaking Rocky montage. Let's go. There's no easy way out. There's no shortcut home. Right, Braden? Throw the damn towel! Throw the towel! Throw the towel! Even put an image of Ivan Drago in there. But why is Ivan Drago in Braden's video? Throw the damn towel! I must break you. Sorry, I got way sidetracked there. But yeah, they had a lot of drive in this video. But I'm fine. Just keep it going. And his first trick, can you guess if you haven't seen it yet? It was a nice backside nose blunt slide on a hubba. Very, very common trick for him. And we didn't have to wait too long for it to see one of his impossibles. That's a guaranteed trick. And you basically could have put money on that. But what's crazy is that I counted the whole video had only about 35 tricks. I think I got it right too. I think it was either 34 or 35. I think I counted late last night. I watched it one more time. 5 minutes, 46 seconds, 35 tricks. And you'll never guess what they ended the video with. No way. Exactly. A 360 flip. I was like, whoa, dude. Didn't see that one coming. So 360 flip to end it. 35 tricks. But don't get me wrong, though. I enjoyed this video. It was different. It was memorable. Right? I mean, for me in a good way, because I hate skating at night. And I have huge amounts, I'm holding my hands together right now, huge amounts of respect for those who can. I just can't skate I don't want to skate with glasses on, because I should be. If I'm skating at night, I should probably be skating with my glasses on, because I need to see. I wear them when I drive at night. But I don't want to. I don't want to wear glasses when I skate. I don't want to wear contact lenses. I don't want to touch my eyeballs. I don't want to light up the scene, light up the spot. It's not fun when things are dark and blurry, and your depth perception is just off. But you do you, night skaters. I know there's a lot of you out there. You're like, dude, Rick's the best time to skate. It's cool. Security guards are around. Yeah, that's great. I can't do it. But he did this whole thing with no light. But I guess, speaking of light, does anyone know the location of those literal light rails at 343? Those look natural. That he and his crew didn't do that, right? And have we seen those before? Because those look pretty cool. And he did a kickflip 50-50 grind down it. Nice touch as well. So effortless. But they were lit up rails. Very cool. Someone let me know. Where's that spot at? Maybe I'll try a caveman down it one day. But all in all, I enjoyed this video. It was different. It went by pretty fast. It wasn't too sleepy for me. But unfortunately, with my sixth sense of humor, I get hyper-focused on the wrong things and want to change them. I want 4 more minutes of driving. I want a Rocky montage song. And hell, even take the whole Into the Light thing up a notch and we've all experienced this in a movie. End it with a daytime clip, like bright as hell, like ah. It was dark, dark, dark. You ever been that? What was the movie recently? I think it was one of the Dune movies. We watched it in the theater. It was dark, 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 and the next one was like bright. Like, oh gosh, I should be wearing my sunglasses. Do that. Mess with us a little bit. Like my eyes, I'm blind. They could have shocked us with one clip, literally going into the light. Come on. That's just what I think about. But shout out to John Miner, Dan Stoling, and all the crew, behind this. I enjoyed it. It was memorable. But reading some of the YouTube comments, it was definitely entertaining. Like, here's a good one though. For example, sour donkey juice. So at sour donkey juice said, "It's a regular part if you put it at 2x speed." That's funny. If you've seen the video, that's funny. That's a good take at sour donkey juice. And a lot of the comments too, they mentioned it and talked about his trick selection. How it's the same old tricks we've seen him do time and time again. Seen them all before. I mean, okay, I guess. But have you seen them done at night? I'm telling you, night skating, it's not easy. I hate it. It's tough. And I know there are people out there that can do it, but I just can't. 2x speed, that's classic. But yeah, read some of the comments in there. It's entertaining. But yeah, this was time well spent for me. You know what? I can't wait to see what he does. Let's say Braden, maybe in the next year, Into the Rain. A 5-minute 46 video of tricks. Ooh, and driving in the rain for some people is tough. It done in the rain. Sign me up. And finally, I figured I'd fire up the old YouTube before I hopped on the mic and kind of see what the algorithm, popped up for me. And just see if there's anything, maybe one more thing I want to talk about. And sure enough, a video called Synergy, and it's a skateboard video with Cody Cepeda and Timothy Johnson dropped on the Barracks YouTube page. I almost said Braille. About 3 days ago. Today is Sunday, September 8th. So I figured, I'll give it a spin. It's only 9 minutes, 34 seconds. Well, why not? But I am glad I took the time to check this out because it was so damn good. It was a good watch, good to consume. But now I need to add these two skaters into the not good for skateboarding group. That's right, Cody. That's right, Timothy. I'm looking at you, dude. Y'all are not good for skateboarding. And those of you new to that group, it's because you make skateboarding look way too easy. It's misleading to little Jimmy or Ashley, thinking, hey, I'm going to simply ask for a skateboard on my next birthday and Christmas and skate like the two of you. That's not cool. It's unacceptable. First off, Timothy, he's got style for days. Smooth, calm, not a worry in the world. All while killing it on 4 wheels. And Cody too. I mean, both of these dudes, actually, they have insane ledge and manual game. They're technical. I mean, dare I ask, is it because of the shoes? Be real now. Come on. I know there's a lot of hate for those shoes. Do I need to cop a pair? I probably won't. But is it the shoes, guys? Let's be honest with each other. Is it? Is that what you're insinuating, Steve? I saw the logos. I mean, I know. But this was 9 minutes and 34 seconds of video time well spent. I especially enjoyed the music. The edits, I mean, there wasn't too much slow-mo. So, maybe I do have to admit that there were a couple of times when I would have been happy with just one uninterrupted angle of the trick. There was like a couple times where they were doing the trick, and before the trick was finished, they would cut to a different angle and maybe like a regular version of it, not slowed down, or just a different angle. I'm like, okay, that kind of got annoying, but it wasn't enough where it like really pissed me off. But that's about it. As I said, I only watched this one time, so I didn't watch it multiple times and take a bunch of notes. I'm just going off the cuff here on what I literally just watched moments ago. And what really stood out for me was Timothy's track selection, only because I've had it stuck in my head the whole time. I probably have had it stuck in my head, at least in my subconscious, playing in my background subconscious the whole episode. Lenny Kravitz's It Ain't Over Till It's Over. That's a great track. It worked well in this video. It's a popular track and song. It has over 324 million plays on Spotify. You know, as I said, it worked. So now whenever I'm shopping at whichever drugstore survives in the next few years, they're all dropping like flies, I will think of my man Timothy. So many tears I've cried, so much pain inside, but baby, it ain't over till it's over. And if you think about it, that's the theme of this episode. That's the theme of this podcast.